The night sky stretched endlessly, dotted with countless shining stars above the quiet town of Ashwick, tucked deep in the countryside. Ashwick was the sort of place where everyone recognized each other, and life moved slowly, almost tenderly. The streets rested in calm, disturbed only by the occasional bark of a distant dog or the soft murmur of a car passing by. Nothing unusual ever seemed to occur here. Sarah Hayes had known no other home. At 35, she worked as the town librarian, a role she cherished for its tranquility and the comfort of being surrounded by shelves of stories. Her days rarely strayed from routine, opening the library in the morning, guiding townsfolk to the books they needed, then closing at dusk before retreating to her small, welcoming house. On weekends, she favored hiking through the nearby forest or lying beneath the open sky, watching constellations on nights like this. Her closest friend, Tom Lawson, owned the local garage. A skilled mechanic, he was the trusted hand for anything that roared or rattled with an engine. His palms were forever darkened with grease, yet his ability to mend what others called hopeless was unmatched. Sarah and Tom had been companions since childhood, their connection only growing stronger despite their different paths in life. That evening, the two sat side by side on Sarah's porch, steaming mugs of cocoa in hand. Their talk meandered between laughter and comfortable silences, stitched together by years of friendship. The night's stillness embraced them, soft and steady like a quilt. "I wonder what lies out there," Sarah murmured, lifting her gaze to the stars. "Beyond all of that, do you think someone might be looking back at us?" Tom leaned back, his eyes tracing the glittering sky. "Maybe," he said. "But if they are, I bet they're asking the same question." Sarah smiled faintly. How like Tom to see things so plainly. Before she could reply, the sky split with a sudden blaze of light. A thunderous rumble followed, shaking the ground beneath their feet. "What was that?" Sarah gasped, her pulse quickening. "No idea," Tom answered, already standing. "But it fell somewhere near the old quarry." Without another word, they snatched their coats and hurried into the night, urgency pushing them forward. The paths they had walked countless times now felt charged, almost alive, as if the night itself had shifted. As they neared the quarry, a pale blue glow shimmered from below. The air thrummed with a low vibration that sank into their bones. They looked at one another, eyes filled with both fear and excitement, and pressed onward. At the base of the quarry, the glow revealed its source. A massive metallic object, half buried in earth, steam hissing from its sides. It bore smooth, alien contours and markings etched like runes across its frame. "What do we do?" Sarah whispered, barely audible over the strange hum. Tom drew a steadying breath. "We have to look closer." As they stepped nearer, a panel shifted open with a hiss, revealing a shadowed interior. They exchanged another glance, this one heavy with unspoken understanding. Whatever this was, it would change everything. With a mix of dread and curiosity, they stepped inside. The chamber glowed dimly, lined with pulsating lights. Screens displayed incomprehensible symbols, and a control console stretched ahead. "We should call someone," Sarah said shakily. "The government, or anyone who knows what this is." Tom shook his head. "If we do, we'll lose our chance to understand it ourselves. Let's just look." Though fear gnawed at her, Sarah trusted him. Together they moved deeper. The air was metallic and cool, the vibration stronger now. In the main chamber, floating orbs of light hovered, glowing like living stars. Sarah reached out. Her hand passed through one, ripples spreading like water before reforming. "I think this is a spaceship," Tom muttered, studying the panels. "These orbs may be part of its systems." Before she could reply, a clang echoed across the chamber. From the shadows, a figure stepped forward, humanoid but taller, its slender frame glimmering faintly. "Who are you?" it asked, voice soft yet commanding. "Why have you come here?" Sarah's breath caught. She forced her voice steady. We found your ship." Sarah, this is Tom. We're from the town nearby." The being tilted its head. I am Era from the world of Fleur. My vessel was damaged in battle and fell here. I need assistance to restore it. Stared. You want our help. But we're just ordinary people. Not scientists. Not engineers. Era's expression softened, almost human. Ordinary does not mean incapable. Greatness often begins where it is least expected. Will you help me? Fear and wonder collided in Sarah's chest. She glanced at Tom, who gave a small nod. Despite everything, they both knew the answer. Yes, Sarah said firmly. We'll help you. Firmly, Sarah added. But we'll need to gather supplies from town, and quietly. If anyone finds out, it could create serious problems. Era inclined her head. Understood. I will remain here and continue repairs with what I have. Please return quickly. With one last glance at the alien vessel and its enigmatic pilot, Sarah and Tom climbed out of the quarry. The sky above was still bright with stars, but everything felt altered. They had taken the first step on a path that would test their bravery and resourcefulness in ways they couldn't begin to imagine. By morning, Ashwick carried on as if nothing had changed. Sarah and Tom performed their usual routines, but their minds lingered on the ship and its mysterious occupant. They had agreed to meet after work and gather the items Era needed. At the library, Sarah was helping Mrs. Thompson locate a book on gardening when she overheard two teenagers in the graphic novel section. Did you see that strange light last night? One whispered. It looked like a shooting star, but brighter. Yeah, I saw it too, the other replied. Maybe a meteor or something. Sarah's chest tightened. She forced herself to remain calm, but the fear of their secret slipping into town gossip unsettled her. Meanwhile, at his garage, Tom overheard similar remarks. Customers speculated about UFOs and hidden experiments. Tom laughed them off, pretending not to care, but inside he was tense. They had to act fast. That evening, the two met at the town's edge, backpacks loaded with food, water, and tools. Their footsteps echoed in the still night as they returned to the quarry. Era awaited them, her face unreadable. Thank you, she said softly. These supplies will help greatly. As they worked side by side on the ship, Era revealed more about her world. Fleur, she explained, was a vibrant planet of advanced science and rich life. But it was under siege from a ruthless enemy called the Kerwicks. She had been on a mission to gather intelligence when her ship was ambushed and forced down on Earth. Sarah and Tom listened with awe. Their lives had suddenly expanded far beyond the borders of Ashwick. They asked questions eagerly, and Era answered patiently, grateful for their help and their companionship. Days blurred into weeks. They balanced daily responsibilities with the secret task of repairing the craft. In the process, they grew closer to Era and to each other. New strengths surfaced within them, strengths they hadn't realized they possessed. One evening, while adjusting the ship's engines, Era turned with solemn eyes. I must ask you something important. When my ship is ready, I cannot return to Fleur alone. I need your help. Sarah and Tom froze. You want us to go with you? Mask. Yes, Era replied firmly. Your ingenuity and courage have proven you capable of extraordinary things. My people are in danger. You could help us. Will you come? Sarah and Tom shared a long, silent look. The idea of leaving Earth was daunting, but the chance to make a real difference, to stand beside Era and her people, was exhilarating. We're in, Sarah said at last. We'll help. Final preparations were made. The ship now thrummed with restored energy, ready for launch. As Sarah and Tom boarded, nerves and excitement battled within them. Ordinary no longer, they were about to embark on something extraordinary. The ship rose, the quarry shrinking beneath, and the stars seemed to gleam brighter, as if welcoming them. The journey to Fleur was breathtaking. The vessel glided through space with elegance, stars streaking past in radiant blurs. Era guided them with calm assurance, her presence steadying their nerves. Soon, the black void gave way to a canvas of vibrant colors. Nebulae shimmered like living paintings, and ahead appeared Fleur, a magnificent sphere of green and blue, encircled by a glowing ring of light. "Welcome home," Era whispered, pride in her tone. The ship descended smoothly onto a platform surrounded by lush greenery and shining towers of glass and metal. Stepping outside, Sarah and Tom were overwhelmed. The air smelled of blossoms, the sky was a vivid turquoise, and the beauty was unlike anything they had ever known. Era led them into a grand structure humming with life. Inside, curious yet relieved Flerians greeted them. Era introduced Sarah and Tom, explaining how they had aided her. Over the next days, the newcomers learned about Fleur's people. Peaceful, brilliant, but cornered by the relentless Kerwiks, a war-driven race bent on conquest. Sarah's sharp mind and problem-solving skills earned her a place among scientists and engineers designing new defenses. Tom, with his mechanical expertise, joined repair crews upgrading the fleet. Slowly they found purpose and belonging. They built friendships, learned the language, and embraced the community. Then came grim news. One evening, Era approached with a grave face. "The Kerwiks are preparing a major assault. They will strike within days." Sarah and Tom met her gaze with determination. They would not abandon their new home. The day arrived. The skies blackened as enemy ships blotted out the sun. Alarms wailed, and war erupted above Fleur. Sarah commanded from the control center, issuing orders, monitoring strategies, her mind racing to outthink the enemy. Tom labored on the front lines, repairing machines in the heat of battle, his hands a blur of motion. The fight raged for hours, brutal and unyielding. But the Flerians fought with unity, strengthened by the upgrades and tactics Sarah and Tom had helped create. At last, as the sun dipped low, the tide shifted. The Kerwiks retreated, their dark fleet scattering into the fading sky. Cheers erupted. Fleur was safe for now. Exhausted yet triumphant, Sarah and Tom stood together. They were no longer just ordinary townsfolk from Ashwick. They were part of something greater. Heroes who had faced the unimaginable and prevailed. In the days that followed, Fleur began rebuilding. The scars of war were deep, but the spirit of its people endured. "Perfect, thanks for sending the next part," raising hands. "Here's your passage rewritten with the same length, polished grammar, smoother flow, and fresh synonyms, while keeping the meaning intact." Unbroken, Sarah and Tom continued working tirelessly, their connection to the community deepening with each passing day. One evening, Era approached them, her expression glowing with gratitude and admiration. "You have given us more than we ever dreamed," she said. "Your courage and ingenuity have given Fleur a true chance. My people owe you a great debt." Sarah smiled, warmth blooming in her chest. "We're just glad we could help. This place, it feels like home now." Tom nodded in agreement. "We came here to help you, but we found something more than a mission. We found a family." Era's eyes glistened with emotion. "You will always have a place here on Fleur. You are family to us now." As weeks drifted into months, Sarah and Tom settled firmly into their new roles. Their skills and knowledge remained vital to the defense and progress of Fleur. At the same time, they carved out moments to explore the world, marveling at its striking beauty and astonishing diversity. One afternoon, while hiking through a vibrant forest, Sarah turned to Tom with a thoughtful look. "Do you ever think about home? About Ashwick?" Tom tilted his head, smiling faintly as his gaze lifted to the turquoise sky. "Sometimes. But then I remember, home isn't just a place. It's the people you share it with. Right now my home is here, with you, with Era, with everyone." Sarah nodded, a profound sense of contentment rising in her heart. "You're right. We found something here worth holding on to. Something worth protecting." Standing together amid the wonders of Fleur's wilderness, they both knew their journey was far from complete. More trials would come, more battles to endure, but they were ready. They had already proven that ordinary lives could create extraordinary change. With hope burning in their hearts and their spirits unshaken, Sarah and Tom embraced the future with steady confidence. They were no longer just small-town souls from Ashwick. They were the unexpected heroes of Fleur, prepared to write the next chapter of their astonishing story.